HBG in the building. No nonsense. Alright, look, listen.
It's more than music anytime I write. Tryna make my story come alive. See the things that I seen out here. Most will say that I'm gonna tell lies. What's the point? I got a story to tell, and I won't fabricate none of these lines. Been on this thing way before my time. Wouldn't believe the mountain I climb. See the thing with me, I'm a grinder, born leader, not a follower. Ways in a dojo, straight warrior, can't be broke. Get money up, that's all I got told when coming up. Just like Oliver, I couldn't get enough. No bigger cuz got levels up. Now it's not about 100 when we level up. No bibbles cuz straight units, no dramas. Straight cash, new times, new pastures. Violate, got things for the afters. Big man business, ain't got time for the kid shit. All this beefing got a man thinking, is it really money they're seeking? Don't think so, just wanna waste bags on a drip, bro. All that belly on a pink hole. Madness, we're out here sinking packs like Steph Curry's free throw. Madness, ask them really, where does all of the P go? Madness, cause if they knew what we know, sadness, they wouldn't partake in the badness. Not everyone's made for the wicked man antics. I've seen a big man act all frantic. I've seen a little man make man panic. Roads about who can manage. Can you caddy all of the baggage on your ones? Are you really that savage? If push comes to shove, are you riding a bird like Larry? That burden can you carry? Little man asking where's daddy? Baby mum don't write no more. She's linking the pagan Barry. It's Pete for a brother I know, but to the roadside man be married. No horse and carriage, just girls and baggies. Souls and cabbies, late night pissies, alleys. Meg's been screaming at Matty from morning on the corners active. What do you think the kids are attractive to? The struggle got kids that active too. There's nothing that they won't do, not knowing what they go through. Got mothers not sleeping too, scared not eating too. Struggle to accept the truth, it's hard to protect the youth when most of them don't want saving. It's the streets they're craving, cause it's sector the government payments wasted. No nonsense, it's blatant. Boris don't care about Nathan, Abdul, Aisha, Susie and Raymond. This ain't the youth that a postcode claiming. All I see is the average person straining. Parents work hard to maintain it. Our culture, they try to blame it. The struggle's real, we can't change it. The poverty strickers on their faces, but they still aim to build cases. Kick down door with red lasers. Now you've woke up the neighbours. Who the fuck are these strangers? Now the phones are out, it's all crazy. Just know the streets ain't gonna save you. The system is built to tame you. I beg you don't let it rape you. No nonsense. No nonsense. No nonsense. No nonsense. No nonsense.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Keep It Locked. Today we have the man himself and we call him Ranger.
Yeah.
How you doing, my sir?
Bless up, fam. Bless up.
That's good, man. That's good. I hope you don't mind. We're just going to talk about how you got into music, how it all started, and how you fell in love with the scene, how you fell in love with everything, how you got into music from the start, really. So,
Let's get it.
If you just tell me, how did you fall in love with music?
Well, to be honest, it's from the old man. He's the catalyst to that one. Run the sound system, grew up in it, just always the seeing him behind a set of decks and the reaction from people when he would drop a big tune. Even like at the age of, you can't understand stuff, you just knew this was like something major. And then as I got older, it started to do like, hold on a minute.
This is what I want to do.
Yeah, this is me.
Okay,
this is definitely me.
Obviously, I know who your dad is. Tell the people who your dad is.
My dad is, father was there, head selector of King Original Sound, biggest sound in East London. I would say the biggest sound in London, barring Jashaka and Studio One sounds that are out there. But my dad was up there.
Okay, so now for me, I know these names that you're dropping because man's grew up with you and seen it happen.
People that know will understand still. Like people that get it, that's the big reggae scene. Like
that's what I was alluding to. Like what the sound does King Original play?
Roots and reggae. Mainly more drums, more bassy stuff that my dad, he moved on to. He started with the bashment and all of that stuff, but he's a Rasta man, so it was inevitable he was going to end up with the roots and culture stuff. So.
Okay, yeah, standard. Obviously, red, gold and green all day, every day. Okay, so that's So you told me about how did that inspire you? How did hearing like the dubs and the
to be real, it was the mics, man, on the sound. Like my dad had some spitters, bro. Like some real like guys that you would look on today and think you're chatting rubbish, spliff. Like these guys were mashing up the dance hall. Bars.
Okay.
Like, you know, like as a youth sitting in my yard, as you know, my house was the hub.
Yeah.
Man used to come there to practice, like run when the new rhythms got sent from yard or whatever. My house was the go-to house. Man, I've rinsing their bars for weeks before the dance. So yeah, man, just hearing spitters and seeing guys like Frankie Paul, Maxi Priest and that slide through the yard every now and again. It's like, my dad made Sanchez, fam.
Okay.
Like big singer Sanchez.
Yeah.
If it weren't for was sending for him from Jamaica and doing the X, Y, and Z, I don't even think he would have pushed on.
Okay, I hear that.
My dad played a part in it.
Yeah, okay. Got to take that when you can. So, with the music and watching the spitters come through your house, I'm assuming that inspired you to start writing bars.
Them times there, man, wasn't writing. It was definitely, every spitter will say it. They had their favourite MC and they catted their favourite MC for time.
Okay.
They learned all of their bars
Copycat
until
bars.
they got the flow. And then that's what it was for me. It was just getting the flow, finding the in-betweens, how to breathe, how to do this bashment thing. Because that's what it was. It weren't grime, it weren't rap, it was bashment.
Okay, so
like,
so your first
yeah.
setting into music.
Yeah,
you're a bashment DJ.
Yeah, that was a bashment MC code.
Okay.
Man was trying to do this thing.
Okay, so what was your first name then times there?
Bro, I can't even lie. I was running on the younger Was It. I was just running on it. I was my dad's son in it, so I was just like, Was It.
So it was it. Younger
yeah, it was just younger Was then.
Okay, YW.
Yeah. Younger Was, you get me? But, brother, Footsie will tell this story to everyone, fam. I went away to America with my nan, yeah? And come back. They picked me up from the airport, my dad and Footsie. And the whole way back from the airport, I spat bars.
Standard.
Like from when we got in the car.
Well, okay, are these like proper for
they were my own things, cuz. I've been in America for a good 6 weeks now. You remember the time when I left school, cuz? I've been in America for time. I come back and I thought I was the guy. Footsie never lets me live it down. He rinses about it. He's like, yeah, you was definitely chatting shit, but you was giving it a good go.
Okay, no, but I was saying was that with the musical formation, was it in 4 bar, 8 bar, 16
no,
bar,
it was
32,
just bars.
or was it just
bars?
But
there was no structure. I just had tunes.
Okay.
Tell it like it was tunes, bruv. They definitely had choruses. Like they were choruses, but the structure of 16s and 8s and that didn't come. I'm not even gonna lie. That didn't come to me till like I was 16.
Okay.
Like the structure of a tune. Okay. Before then, I was just reckless because it was radio. So you really didn't need to understand the 16, you just needed a bad boy bar.
Okay, so
to come in from when man finished spitting their million bars, you just needed a million bars to come in afterwards, if you see what I'm saying.
Okay, so
but that's later on.
So we're taking that concept from we're going to fast forward a bit into today's age. How do you feel with the music with drill? Because with drill, there is a musical structure because everything has to have some sort of structure, but how do you feel when these when these drill artists don't pay attention to the concept of like 16s and
I personally think they ain't been taught. I personally think it's the day and age of, whereas we grew up with people teaching us stuff, these lot come along, not taking nothing away from them, but they know everything, innit? You can't tell the new wave anything.
Yeah, but what if that 24 bar is hard, innit? But for me, it's not finished. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not finished. Like you said everything. Yeah. But it's a 32, innit? Okay. So really, if you see what I'm saying, they're still cutting it down. Whereas I think drill is that space as well. Drill ain't got a structure to it in the sense of they don't need a structure. They just need to go and talk their drill, innit? Like. Really, if you look at it, drill ain't got a structure. It goes down. When it goes down, innit? Yeah, if man are riding out, man ain't thinking about, man ain't thinking about, we got to get this, we got to do this. They just know it's in a car already, and we just need to get to the car.
I heard that.
And once we're at the car, it's anything goes afterwards. That's why so much man are getting birds, because there's no structure to what they're doing. It's like we ride out, lick down 2 man, and then, we go to jail for life. No structure.
So, with that, what would you rather now, the music back in the day or music now?
Well, to be honest, I say music now. Back in the day, music was banging, don't get me wrong, but I'm a man that's moved with the times. As you know, we make music
for the era we're in. It's not, music is a thing that is always travelled. It's always changed. It's never stuck to one thing. Music needs change for music to be music, for it to touch the people that it touches. If you think about it, if it stays stagnant and we just had it stagnant, nothing would have evolved, bro. Nothing would have moved forward. We would have still had guys running around with the biggest rope chains, fake rope chains on, talking smack. But back then, that's what they needed. The time needed guys talking that powerful stuff to people, for people to be empowered.
Moving.
You see what I'm saying? To move on. So like now for the kids, it's drill, innit? Everybody wants to be a driller and everybody wants to wear Gucci. So that's what sells. That's what's running for the industry. And then you got the real cats that are just making music for music, if you see what I'm saying.
So for you, in them times, then, in the early 90s, who was you rolling around with? Who was your crew that you got into music with?
So when we first got into it, it was Dub Thugs. That was me, Flick the Switch, Nectar, and Shooty Doorway.
Yeah.
And then obviously I'm from Gate, so you already know it was the GBH affiliation as well. So it was like I had two teams, GBH and Dub Thugs. And then it was like a super squad kind of thing. When we came together, no one could touch it. And I'd like to see anybody out there tell me any different, because we was the truth back then. And a lot of guys know it as well.
Yeah, no, I heard that. There's some big tunes back in the day. Should have carried on, but
yeah, there are definitely people like that was that radio. That was the radio. And then when we took it to the next step, it was BLC, Big Links Camp. And then that started off with Switch again, Negus, my cousin, Jubs. Yeah, and then they went to jail. So, like, road got in the way of things. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I felt like that was my team. So I had to carry it on. So then that's when the connection of GBH and Dub Thugs actually formed. That's when we lost the other two names and just became this one name, BLC. Yeah. And then even then, man, you know how I feel about that situation. Like, if we carried on, we was in a league of N-Dubs and that. Like, the way how we was going on. And it's not just me just saying it. This is other people
told you.
telling me. This is not just me trying to think, I'm big-headed and we could have done this and we could have done that. This is coming from other people. So, but things move on. Stuff happens, and you know how it goes, man. It's hard to get everybody in one room anyway for anything. So, if it's not money, and that's what it was. We're like, first and foremost, we was road guys for anything. So, you know, the money had to come from somewhere. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And this game's a long.
Yeah, and it's a longevity. So whereas a lot of guys wanted a pound note.
Yeah.
There and then, and nobody could see the ethic of the pound note. You see what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So, you mentioned your dad and having the sound system. I know with the King Original sound system, that Footsie has now taken on that mantle. How do you feel about that?
Well, I've got just all praises to the big brother, bro. He needed, like, for him and my dad, it's a deeper connection, I think, and it gets my dad out again. Like, I couldn't do that in the sense of Footsie's gone more than I am. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's only right Footsie done it. You see what I'm saying? Like I said before, I'm there for whenever they need me to do whatever, man. It's family, innit? That's how it goes, man. And for me, King Original now is bigger than it ever was through Footsie taking it to the next step.
Yeah.
It's worldwide now.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Like,
it's in Australia, isn't it?
Australia. We've had sets on Boiler Room, King Original sets. Like you think about it, not many people can say they've took their old man out of the old scene into the new scene, and he's still banging,
dropping them dubs. Still.
Trust me, and if my dad plays, my dad's playing tunes that nobody's got. So it's still schooling guys in music up till now. In his old age, he's still doing it. You get me? So you speak.
So obviously, you've mentioned Footsie is your brother. So I would have thought most people in the scene would think, he's Footsie's brother. Footsie was just going to bring him, and you come onto sets and probably think that you've got the free ride. Like, do you feel you've got the free ride?
Well, the free ride is not always the best ride, in my opinion. I can have everything. If anybody out there's got it twisted, I can have it all tomorrow. I know that. A lot of people know it as well. But I'm a workhorse, innit? Like, we want our own acclaims to stuff. So Footsy's got his claim. He worked hard for it. It'd be wrong for me to jump on that bandwagon. Because I was there. I witnessed that work. If you see what I'm saying. I witnessed the late nights in the bedroom, back like just working on a snare. That a lot of producers don't even know what I'm talking about. Because they sample everything.
Yeah.
Footsy built a lot of his own sounds.
Okay.
A lot of the early stuff, like that's him sitting there, tweaking for hours before he's even put a drum kit together. You see what I'm saying? It was just noise to the untrained ear. If you see what I'm saying, your brother's just making noise, cuz like crazy.
Yeah. So with Footsy's work ethic, because I know you know Louis White as well.
Yeah.
Do they compare? As in, like, because I know Louis is a
But
magician.
they're exactly the same. To me, it's so mad. That's why, like, in my stature, apart from Alive, that's just come to the set, those two are the best producers in the game. And nobody can tell me any different. Like, what Louis done for the game, madness. He's a madman. He's an evil genius behind the desk, just like Footsy. But if you upset a guy, look at the dub clash.
Oh yeah, for real.
Lord of the Mics dub clash, bro.
Yeah. No, it was
Lord of the Decks, Lord of the Producers, fam, or whatever it was. Yeah? Everybody sent for Footsy. Footsy made one tune. He made one tune within an hour. He broke the internet within an hour. Twitter, Instagram, he broke it. Hour. That's the kind of guy he is. Don't put him to it. Don't tell him you're gonna do something and he can't do what you think you can do better. He's gonna do that.
Okay, but obviously, so.
And that's exactly the same person Louis is.
That's
Louis
saying, how did you get
the
with that
same
with
person.
Louis?
Louis that guy. You tell Louis, like, bruv, my man's snare's better than your snare. Okay.
Technical like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you said it. Well, it's clear, yeah. Okay. 3 days later, tell me about this snare now. I've worked on it for 3 days. He's that guy. You can't, like, he would hear something. You've not been with me. We've been to the studio. He's played one tune and said, I've listened to this for a month. Listen to how clear everything is. Those are the guys I aim to put myself around.
But was he as technical with you when you done the co-production with that with the tune on Gets's mixtape? What was it?
Bruv, the Gets with the tune with Chipmunk.
With Chipmunk, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did that co-production come about?
Same thing. We set at the time, we was going to do an EP ourselves, an instrumental EP, Louis and the Dread. And then Gets come to the studio and heard a batch of the Louis and the Dread stuff. And was like, yeah, I need that, and that. Like, he's got, like, there was more stuff for Ghetto Gospel that just didn't make the cut because of how his people wanted it to look
sound.
But, yeah, man, Louis is the same guy. Same thing. Made me play the strings that I played on the tunes. He made me play them. I played them strings about 60 times. Just so they were clear, every press was clear, if you see what I'm saying. Like, he didn't want the slide, he didn't want the fake, like, bruv, you're sliding on the board. You're doing this, you're doing that. All right, bruv, I've played it 1,000,000 times now. So, yeah, but Louis that guy, methodic in his madness. And
yeah, always, man. Big up Louis every time.
Trust
bro.
me, cuz.
Another Mayday baby, obviously.
Beyond the booth, you know how it goes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
man, it's this.
Yeah, what happened with? Do you know much more what's going on with Beyond the Booth? Where's like with Al Blaze? How's he nowadays?
You know what it was? It's the same thing, life, bruv. Life just got in the way. Life got in the way. They had their family, they had the family agreement in the family, which then changed things, I think, for Al Blaze. Changed it for Al Blaze and made Louis go harder. In the sense of Al left music and Louis just went into Louis. In the sense of he cut out the crew thing and just said, yeah, it's Louis White time.
Okay, cool. Obviously, you've got the family side of stuff. How do you prioritize family and music and your drive for your career?
For me, family, I've learned from my dad, innit? So family's always been first. But it's hard to explain that to your significant other when you know that you've got something, you've got a talent, and if you don't capitalize on this talent, you're just going to be in the zone of what if.
Yeah.
I refuse to live in the what if zone.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I'm at in my life with the family as well. Like, what if I don't do this now and everything goes wrong tomorrow, I'm going to feel bad. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That I could have applied myself more into music and become something. And that's, everybody knows what it is with Spliff, man.
Yeah.
You know what it is, bruv. You heard the whispers. It's consistency. That's what they say. I'll be the first to talk about it. But then, like I say, life gets in the way of madness. It's not saying that I'm not in the studio. Not saying that I haven't got 600 tunes ready to go. But you know what I'm saying?
Just getting it,
life
getting it
gets
down.
there.
Yeah, no, I heard that. Obviously, I know we've been looking at your Insta recently. You got a couple pics of your little one, King Reg.
Yeah, man.
Obviously, I've seen
The scientist of the team. Yeah,
I've seen the same. I've seen the same pictures on your Mrs. Instagram as well. So, is there like I don't even know what the word. It's not a sibling rivalry, but a spouse rivalry. I don't know.
No. There's no spouse rivalry, man. You don't know. You don't know. The missus is a big singer, fam. You know how it goes.
I didn't want to name drop it.
She's got her thing, fam. Lauren Mason. She does her thing, bro. When I've been doing her thing, like ask about it, B. Like you know the radio. I was screaming from the rooftops. Ask about it. She be killing shit. Times. She be killing it for a long time. But that's the thing. That's just been us, bro. Musical from before it was music. If you see what I'm saying, that's what brought us together as friends. That's what brought us together as a couple. It was music, bro. And I tell her all the time. She will most probably cuss me out for this, but she's got it. She's got it. To the whereas I tell her pack it all up and just do music. She don't want to do music. She's a family. She's on family now. She's done it. She just wants to write, put tunes out for other people. Well, I can't knock her for that, but then I know her, so it's a madness.
Bringing it back to you, and it being 2020, and everyone's got a 2020 vision. What's your 2020 vision? Well,
the 2020 vision is for HBG to be.
What's HBG?
HBG is the record label. HBG Records is the label between myself and the man them that we come together collectively and we just decided to do something. We decided that enough was enough and we have to do something now. Man's been doing music for ages, as you know, and yeah, it's just that. So we set up HBG. We got Flamesy, we got Alive, few other producers knocking about, few other artists knocking about. But this year is the year of the beast for me. It's the year that people actually see my craft differently.
Okay.
If guys was questioning it, this year is a myth for everyone. I'm just putting it out there now. Because it's definitely that. Range is in the building differently.
Okay, Range is in the building, yeah?
Differently.
Okay. Now, bro, it's been great to speak with you.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me.
If there's anything else you want to say to the people out there?
Yeah, man, just look out for the new thing coming still.
What's next, though?
C-Biz Flow, fam.
C-Biz Flow. Okay.
Yeah. Big up C-Biz still, because the flow was mad. It was mad, so I just had to borrow it quickly. Okay. It's homage, though. It's homage. You get me? It's homage. It's not a dickhead thing. I'm not trying to mug man or anything like that. It's definitely homage because the flow is sick. And yeah, it's the best. For me, it's the best way to kick the year off. If you see what I'm saying, it's the best way to let people know what's really
that you're
going
back
on.
and you're back. Okay, cool.
It's not even that I'm back. I ain't gone nowhere still.
Very
you
true.
Me? You know
you're just about now.
Man's a back. I'm a back. You get me? It's just full-fledged back. So
okay.
Stay. Keep on the socials. You know, Spiff_Ranger, Instagram, Spiff Ranger, Twitter. You know how it goes, really.
Yeah, cool. Alright, cool. Well, bro, thanks for coming down. Thanks for taking the time out and speaking with me.
No, it's nothing. It's not about love or
Gonna make mistakes, don't make them twice. If you do, it won't be nice. Might as well say bye to bye. Friends are coming running back.